Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and today I am so thrilled to be joined by comedian and the author of Confessions of a Recovering Party Girl, the album Charming Filth, and the Crawl Space podcast. It's our friend
Kym Kral.
Welcome to Disgraceland, Kym. It's great to see you.
Good to see you too. I always wonder when I'm supposed to say something. I'm like, just let him talk, and he'll let you know when you talk.
I spring it on people. I just point at them. It's an old radio thing. It's so the audience can know what your voice sounds like, and so I don't, fuck up any names. Although yours is pretty easy. So
that's my biggest fear when I host a show.
My biggest one, I used to host Unnecessary Evil down at the West Side Comedy Theater, and we had a bunch of comedians from India. Off the boat from India, and they're all really great guys, but very complicated names, and I was hosting. So the whole time I was just like, don't want to fuck this up. I desperately don't want to fuck this up. And I got every one of their names perfect.
Oh.
The one name I fucked up was Will Miles. Because I had devoted...
Because you were so in your head probably about all the... Yeah.
I had devoted all of my psychic energy to getting Dinesh and all these people's names right. And then it was my buddy Will from New York. And I was like...
Sorry, man.
This is what came out. I was like, all right, your next comedian... Mr. Miles, and it's God, Mr. Miles still haunts my fucking dreams every time I'm hosting anything. It's just like, don't.
I was hosting the OR in the Comedy Store like when I first started doing comedy years ago, and the producer, this is where I learned I was a visual human.
Yeah.
The producer was like, all right, the next guy that's coming up is Rivers Langley. I was like, great.
Yeah.
And so first of all, we had 2 cold opens, and that's actually how I met Johnny Scortis. I still can't say his fucking name, but now he's like, and I was a big Equalizer fan. He was in the Equalizer.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
so he, I messed up his name really, really bad, and I was so embarrassed because I was such a fan. And now we're friends, and he was like, actually, it helped me with my first joke. And it didn't help that I couldn't remember anybody's name, and the audience hated me. Like, they didn't think I was funny. It wasn't, charming. And there was one point where I was up there, and I was like, the next comic... It was probably 15 seconds, but it felt like 25 minutes.
Of course, yeah.
And then I got off the stage, and the producer was like, look, I don't care that you're not remembering names, but, you kind of have to. He's I'm not mad, but,
I don't care if you suck, but you got to be good at hosting.
You got to kind of, and I was like, okay, but I was like, I don't know. I'm like, can I see that? He wouldn't give me the list.
Oh,
he just kept giving me the names. And I was like, can I just have the list? And then the ship had sailed. They already hated me. And
oh, God.
Yeah. That haunts me. That was 10 years ago. And I think about it all the time.
I think the Will Miles thing was probably about that long ago for me, too. And I think about Mr. Miles because I've somehow got his last name. But
And the funny thing is, I think here now we can tell each other to let it go. Because
for sure.
100% those people don't remember. I bet you Will is like, oh, yeah, I guess that did happen.
Yeah. Well, I've got a quick news alert. This is from WLBT out of Jackson, Mississippi, from Jasper County. A truck hauling aggressive monkeys overturned on a highway outside of Heidelberg, Mississippi this morning. And according to authorities, the rhesus monkeys were on their way to a testing facility in Florida after being at Tulane University in New Orleans. The monkeys are 40 pounds and aggressive, and authorities say they were also carrying COVID, hepatitis C, and herpes.
Oh, my God. First of all, I have a few things. One, remember when that news, you got to hear that news without looking into it because the news wasn't just like a hellfire every day?
Right, yeah.
That would be like, oh, what fun. And then also, I feel like people in Jasper County have enough going on.
Well,
they probably don't need COVID, hepatitis, and herpes.
I was just thinking, why did you give them so many diseases? I guess, it's a necessary evil for scientific advancement to give monkeys diseases to treat them, but got to give them all 3? That's a pretty crazy combo.
That's pretty, why can't they just have one and then you cure that one?
Right,
and then
or just a less crazy one, like herpes, sure, but then also, I don't know, a sniffle.
Yeah, a cold. The
common
cure
cold.
The common cold already.
Something.
Oh, that makes me, I guess that makes me sad.
So this afternoon, the Jasper County Sheriff's Office said all of the escaped monkeys except one have been destroyed. So they got them all.
Did they actually use the words "have been destroyed"?
That's in quotes from the sheriff. Yeah, have been destroyed. So I don't know if that's extreme cop language or what. I am just sort of imagining shooting rocket launchers at them.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I was like, did they put them in a room and blow up the room? What does that mean? Why didn't you just put them down like you do your dog?
Right.
When the dog is too sick. Yeah, Like a humane way. Jesus.
So here's the little thing, though. They're still looking for one. There's one monkey on the lam in Mississippi, and it's got herpes, and it's got hepatitis, and it's got COVID, and it's aggressive.
Maybe that's how the world ends.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's like Outbreak meets... Did you ever read that book by Wilson Rawls, Summer of the Monkeys?
No.
It was... Did you read Where the Red Fern Grows? Do you remember that book?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so like...
Yeah, I didn't read or watch a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s, and now I'm trying to catch up.
I feel like that was that's like a kid's book that they make everybody read and then cry about, where a guy gets, a kid gets two coon hounds and takes them out, and he's raising these hounds, and then it's got a real sad ending where the hounds die, and it's...
Is that like Old Yeller that... For some reason,
similar time period. Yeah.
Like I look back and my dad was like, well, it's really important you see this. I'm like, why? We didn't live on a farm. I was going to shoot a dog. Why?
It was very important to, make children sad about dogs very early on in my schooling, at least.
Yeah, no, I never saw. Oh.
But at any rate, his follow-up to that was called Summer of the Monkeys, and it was about, I had to guess, probably was in like Arkansas, Mississippi, but about a circus train that crashed and all the monkeys got out and they were paying to catch them. So it's this kid going around the whole summer catching monkeys in the swamps and stuff like that.
Did they have herpes too?
No, that's the fun twist. These were just circus monkeys. So these were just, abused in a different fun way.
God, the human race is such a... We should wrap it up. I don't... Just we did some good things.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think we've ran our course.
Well, let's get into our goods from the week. I've got just one thing, which is got in the mail yesterday. The 50th anniversary on vinyl, Tom Waits, Nighthawks at the Diner.
Oh,
one of my favorite records ever. 50th anniversary this week of this record, and I'm stoked to finally have it on vinyl. I've got... I think I was telling somebody my cringiest ritual is anytime it rains in LA, which is only about maybe 10 times a year.
Wish it was more.
I always go out, drive around LA and listen to this thing right here.
Really? Every time it rains?
It's like I said, it's my cringiest ritual. I'm sure, I don't know, you've probably got something that you do like that where it's like, okay, well.
I don't think that's cringy.
No?
I feel like there's more cringy things out there.
Yeah.
I have a Buffy the Vampire Slayer action figure that I usually keep in my purse.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah.
We all like weird things.
Everybody's got a thing.
I call it dumb things, and then people get mad, and I'm like, no, I don't mean dumb. Like, you're dumb. I just mean like, you're not like, my action figure isn't saving the planet. You know, you driving around isn't saving. I just mean like, playing video games a ton isn't saving the planet. So I call it dumb, but it's not. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's cringy.
Oh, look at this, Kym.
I love the
yellow vinyl.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I love that kind of thing.
I'm pretty stoked about it. Have you ever listened to any Tom Waits?
No.
No? Okay, right on.
Maybe. I have a bad memory. Like, I remember, like, really specific things. Like, I can rewatch things.
Yeah.
And be like, I don't know who was the killer. And I've seen this movie like 6 times. It's not as bad as like...
Damn, it was the Zodiac? Shit.
I just rewatched that.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching it. I was like, I don't remember at all how this thing shakes out.
It doesn't.
It's actually nice. You can rewatch. I mean, it's not as bad. Like, I know like Luke is... Like, Vader's Luke's father. Like, I'm not like that bad. But maybe I've heard this.
Yeah. So Tom Waits is the guy. He sounds like he's gargling asphalt when he sings. He's got the roar, like the really, really deep, crazy voice.
Oh, is he a screamer or is it like rock and roll?
Yeah, this is more of his jazz era. So Tom Waits is one of those musical chameleons that kind of started off as kind of singer-songwriter-ish and then kind of moved into jazz and then got really, really out there experimental and then now is kind of just arrived at like just, hollering.
Why did you pick that for the rain?
Well, because it's so the record Nighthawks at the Diner, it sounds like a live record, but it was recorded in a studio, but Tom Waits got like 60 of his friends and brought in like little tables with glasses and served drinks. So he's doing all these jokes and in between and then singing these songs that are mostly about, like he has a song called Emotional Weather Report and On a Foggy Night, and then he's got a song, the title song Nighthawks at the Diner, which references a bunch of LA diners.
Oh, that's so cool.
But he's just kind of playing piano, and he's kind of like half drunk, and you hear people in the background like lightly clapping, and you think it's a live record, but it's not. It was actually recorded in a studio, but he's got some.
But he had a live audience in the studio?
Yeah, but it was just like friends of his, like, people who were just around. So
I love that.
Yeah, but yeah, he's got some choice lines on there. During the opening, he just goes, "I'm so goddamn horny, the crack of dawn better watch out around me." That was my favorite. So, but yeah, just stock one-liners. Tom Waits is the king of, I'd rather have I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends.
Is he the one that came up with that?
Supposedly, yeah. Or at least he's the one who said it a bunch. But he's still around. Tom Waits is like a East Hollywood character. I'm 99% sure I saw Tom Waits maybe about 10 years ago walking in front of the Holly Mount Laundry up there in Los Feliz wearing a neon, like a lime green Adidas tracksuit.
Did you go see it? Like, if you saw him, would you go talk to him?
Yeah, well, this was just like was that? And then it was kind of too late.
And then it was gone.
I was in traffic. I would have gotten honked at if I had stopped, but
you pull like 8 lanes over. Hey,
yeah.
He's like, what?
He'd be worth it. He's one of those guys that's kind of mentioned in the same breath as Dylan and John Prine and like a lot of those that like era of singer songwriters. Much more experimental than either of them, though.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so that's my goods from the week. What about you? What happened this week, Kim?
Good news for the week. When you asked that, I was like, okay, you have to, because everything is fun right now. That's sarcastic fun.
Well, that's why we do this.
Yeah. I will say the Denver Broncos, my Denver Broncos are doing really well. We smashed the Cowboys. We also have a team right now. I don't know if you're a big football fan.
Vaguely.
We have a team, like most teams, if they're losing like by like 30 points in the fourth, everyone sort of dials it in and gives up. Like the team that's winning is just like whatever, and the team that's losing is like whatever. We have come back 2 weeks ago against the Giants, like in a historical comeback. I can't remember. It was like 34 points at the first of the fourth quarter, and then we came back and won by like 1 or 2 points. And so the Denver Broncos right now is my good news for the week. And we slaughtered the Cowboys.
Okay.
And I have an orange cat.
Hey, that's always good.
He brings me, he's a little boy. He's 9 months. He'll be 9 months in a few days.
Aww.
So he's a baby. I mean, my older cat, she's coming around to the idea.
Yeah.
She's like, we were happy, but he just brings me a lot of joy.
How dog-like is that cat? Will it like come up on your lap and stuff like that?
Oh, it fetches. He fetches. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like at first, like when he was like a little baby, he was kind of like, I would throw it and he'd run and get it. And then he would like, you could tell he was close to learning fetch. And now that's just what we do. We play fetch.
Yeah.
I got him a harness, but he's too big. And now, so I returned it and I'm waiting for a new harness. So I'm hoping, but the problem is I live in Hollywood.
Right.
And I don't want his like clean, cute little paws wandering
touching
around.
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood's a little dirty. So I'm like, maybe I'll bring him to a park.
Yeah, there we go.
And I also want to, I don't know. So he is very dog-like. He's kind of a nice. Today I was in a work meeting, and I heard a loud noise. And then a few minutes later, I heard him like crying, and I was like, "What did he destroy now?" But then what he did was he knocked over his shelf, like his shelf came unloose, like the shelf he hangs out with on the window, and he was stuck up there. And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't just like write it off as you just broke something, and I'll deal with it later." But he is bringing me. That's
awesome.
He's a joy.
My friend Chandler, when we were in college, just had a big ass orange cat. Just started showing up at his house, so we started feeding it, and then it eventually became his cat. We named it Paul after the Willie Nelson song "Me and Paul." And it was. But that was the thing I noticed. It's really my only experience with those orange cats. But that thing was as close to a dog as a cat can be, where you're literally like, "Come on, hey, Paul," and it would just come up and hang out on your lap, like super chill.
I'll get out of the he likes to inspect the shower when I'm out of it. He doesn't like being in there until I get out and I'm like, Gus, come on in.
Oh, good name. Good cat name.
His name is Gustavo.
Love it.
Gustavo Henry, after Henry was my cat who passed away a couple of years ago, who was like a dog.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that he was named after his.
Was Henry also an orange cat, or is it?
No, he was a tabby, maybe a Mancoon, like he was huge. He was like 22 pounds.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
I know. People would be like, that's a fat cat. I'm like, he has a thyroid problem. How would you feel?
Yeah. Oh, man. My Aunt Laura had 2 enormous cats named Bubba and and Pearl. And yeah, those are still the biggest cats I've ever seen. Those were actual fat cats.
I mean, he was fat. I just don't think that that's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I never had a cat until Henry. So I would watch my friend's cats, and then after I got Henry, I was with my friend's cats, and I was like, "You have really small cats." And she goes, "No, girl, you have a really big cat."
You have a big cat, yeah.
And now I have these 2 normal sized cats. I'm like, "Yeah, Henry was a big boy."
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Gus is my good news of the week, and the Denver Broncos, both orange.
Kym, we have our segment we call Ungodly Concoction, and normally we have like an energy drink to try out because we've come to find out, we've been doing this segment now for about 5 years, that everybody who owns an energy drink company is either a current DJ, a former white rapper, or evil. I'll find whatever the energy drink is, get the can, then we sample it, and then I tell you about all the weird shit that the CEO did. But with this one, I only found one kind of strange things, and also it's not technically an energy drink. This, and you'll see why I got it based on the name. This is a mocktail, and it is called,
I don't know, Improv.
Yes, and
Improv.
Yes, and
Oh, it's non-alcoholic. Yeah, okay. Strawberry margarita.
Yeah.
Improv. Okay, am I pouring it?
I could do it. So I was going back in the stockpile. I was like, oh yeah, I got this at Sprouts a couple months ago.
Okay.
So this has been sitting in the war chest for a while, and I figured,
then you look up the people who own it and find out the weird crap they do.
Because they're all weird usually. This guy I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't find that much, but I did find. This segment has caused me to join LinkedIn. That's how dire things have become in the House of Langley. But I did find one strange post on LinkedIn. But let's give this a try. Oh, good crack.
That was a good crack. I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds nice too.
Little ASMR for everybody.
Yeah, this is people's favorite part of the show. Oh boy, yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. Cheers.
All right, let's try
Bartender.
Improv. Let's see if this is UCB or Groundlings. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, they actually tried to make it taste like alcohol.
They did. I was expecting it to be more.
Holy shit.
Well, there's non-alcoholic spirits now that are kind of rough.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw an ad for that where it was like, gin, fake gin or something.
It's like, just drink soda water or something. Like, I don't.
That does not.
It does taste like a watered down margarita.
I think I was expecting something sweeter. I was bracing for it.
I thought it was going to be very strawberry. If you didn't tell me it was strawberry, I would be like, there's another taste in there, and I can't. Like, it would take me a minute.
Yeah, it's almost how I feel about Impossible Meat, where I'm like, you've gotten so close to the thing, but the people who enjoy the real thing aren't going to have this. And let's make a new taste, perhaps.
And that's what I don't understand about mocktails. Like, I bartend, and this is the first time in my bartending career, because drinking has become people, like, usually if the economy is booming, we're busy. If the economy sucks, we're busy. Like, recession, we're busy, right?
Right.
Because people drink if they're happy or sad. But now there's like a whole new, like, sobriety is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, that there's a lot to it. So we're a lot slower than we used to be.
Oh, wow.
But like the mocktails and I see it as a bartender, because somebody will be like, we'll get 2 shots of tequila, and the person, they're like, oh, I don't want a shot. And they're like, come on, don't be a blah, 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 blah. And it's like, why are we pressuring? Like, if I go to a bar and I don't want to drink, I don't need a mocktail. I just go, oh, I'm having water. And if people are like,
right.
I don't care.
Give me a Diet Coke with 5,000 limes.
Yeah, I don't care if you think I'm lame.
Yeah,
I don't. But so the mocktail craze is weird to me. It's just like, it's so much sugar.
Well, that one's only got 5 grams in it, so it's low sugar.
I feel like they should have put a little bit more sugar in. Just a little.
That's what I think too. Well, it's funny because like on the website, it's like, say yes and to flavor. Like, I even incorporate like improv nonsense.
So dumb.
And they've been having comedy shows in San Diego on their website that I saw. So like,
Oh,
They're not improv shows. They're stand-up, but hey, whatever.
thank God.
Yeah, so this is Improv Booze-Free Cocktail. This was established in San Diego in 2021 by co-founders James Murray and Alex Brooks. And I'm just reading their stupid copy from the website. What sets Improv apart is the focus on replicating the authentic experience of alcoholic drinks using flavors and sensory cues that remind one of traditional cocktails. I love sensory cues. You mean it tastes like shit?
You mean it tastes like a margarita that just like got watered down?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. I don't feel tequila, but I do feel like you let the ice melt. Maybe.
Yeah, it's got like a weird like tart / bitterness of liquor, but then none of the fun sugar inside of a strawberry daiquiri. I guess it's supposed to be a margarita, so it's not supposed to be that sugary, but still.
Are they doing okay?
They seem to be. So, they had a bunch of shit on the website, but then I love just, they're describing stuff and it says, adding to the excitement, Bachelor in Paradise stars Thomas Jacobs and Becca Kufrin are partnering with Improv. As new parents, they align with the brand's mission and are eager to promote accessible non-alcoholic options.
That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Are you a Bachelor person?
Okay, so I never liked it. I've been on a lot of reality shows myself, so I've just never really watched reality.
Which ones?
Okay, Dating in the Dark, 8 on a Date, Excused, Millionaire Matchmaker. I think I was on that twice.
Oh shit! All right.
I've been on like 12 or 13 of them. I was on Blind Date with Roger Lodge. I was on that one years ago.
Whoa!
A comic messaged me, I don't know, like 2 years ago. It was like, I hope this is okay, but I found this and I've watched it a lot. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I was very blonde when I moved to LA. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. So I was on a lot of them, and so I know Baggage with Jerry Springer.
Oh shit! Okay,
I asked him. My friend grew up with Jerry Springer, and so she came to the taping of this, and I didn't. To preface, I'm from Colorado, and we don't have those there. I asked him what a hurricane was.
Asked him
like the weather phenomenon, like
yeah.
And my friend was like, my favorite memory of you and Jerry Springer is the look he gave you, because Jerry Springer was a very smart, good man.
He was the former governor of Cincinnati.
People don't know. Like I have like a weird love for Jerry Springer because I've heard so much about him through
I wrote the Dollop episode about Jerry Springer.
Okay. So, but she goes, looking at him, the way he looked at you was like, this bitch has got to be kidding. So I was on that one. He was really nice, though. He was really So I started watching The Bachelor years and years ago because a friend of mine who I had met on a reality show was on it, and so I was like, oh, I want to support Leslie, and it was so funny. Like, okay, so I'm going to sound like a terrible person. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
There was a girl on there that didn't have an arm, and I've been on reality shows where they'll ask you the same question again and again and again and make it look like it made it look like this woman, all she did was talk about how she had no arm.
Right.
Which I'm like, I know that's not her in real life.
Of course.
But so she finally goes on a date with the Bachelor and they're sitting there one-on-one and she goes, I would like to address the elephant in the room. And he goes, oh yeah, what elephant is that? Like, and then of course she's like, I don't have an arm. And he's like, oh, I didn't notice, like like comic like that, like just so dumb. And so like one woman lost her husband and every sentence started out with her dead husband.
Right.
And so I watched it for a long time because of that kind of stuff. And then COVID happened and I just stopped watching it and then never could bring myself back to care. But there was a period of like 3 years where I was like way into it.
Okay, right on. Did you ever see this one, Bachelor in Paradise? I don't even know. Okay, right on.
Oh yeah, that's like the crossover. So like whoever, like all the contestants from Bachelor and Bachelorette all go to a island.
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
then they like eliminate. I think they eliminate each other. Yeah, I think they have to they eliminate it's basically eliminating the least dateable one.
Right.
Every week it's like
Yeah, the Bachelor in Paradise person's quote, I first fell in love with Improv when I was pregnant. The flavors and product experience is what made me a customer, but aligning with their values is what made me decide to partner with them, said Becca Kufrin.
I feel like I know who that is.
Thomas Jacob adds, for us, life is about balance. We love that Improv helps us balance our social nature with our lives as parents. So this is like a weird thing they keep harping on. And on the LinkedIn, the CEO, the second guy, Alex Brooks, had one of the weirdest statuses I've ever seen, if that's what they're called on LinkedIn, or updates, posts.
Yeah.
where he was announcing, this was from about a year ago, he was announcing the birth of his daughter. He's like, we're so pleased to welcome so-and-so into the world. And then it was like 8 paragraphs of being like, someday I hope to drink alcohol with my daughter, but if she chooses not to, we're hoping she has a good option like Improv to not drink alcohol. But I love alcohol, and I'm really hoping to drink with her.
Jesus Christ.
It was really strange.
I love alcohol.
It's just having a baby, and the first thing you think is, goddamn, I can't wait for 21 years from now when I could drink with this little fucker.
When I can get her drunk.
Yeah.
What? And then if she doesn't like alcohol, I will still accept her.
I will sell her my Improv strawberryta.
Just have a water.
Yeah, exactly.
Drink a ginger beer. I don't know.
Or with a baby. Let's start with milk. How about that? Let's start there, and then we can work our way up to whatever this is.
I think my dad was counting down the days till he was a drinker.
Oh, that's fucking rough.
I know. I love that you drank it all.
I got to.
I keep like going in and I'm like,
I keep thinking it's going to be good. It's not.
I want it to be.
It's weird because it's kind of the opposite of a lot of the energy drinks. The aftertaste is better than the taste. Once you get down the awful fake booze part of it, it's kind of fine hanging out in your mouth a little bit.
Yeah, there's not a bad taste at the end.
Right.
And I think that's what makes you maybe that's the gimmick. They're like, well, the aftertaste is so good that people forget it was bad, so they keep going back in for another.
They keep drinking it. Yeah. Even if you're a brand new baby, that you look for the Improv. You want it.
I think the only non-alcoholic, Lagunitas makes a non-alcoholic IPA, and it's basically hop water.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
It's good.
I usually have it in my home. I like it so much.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. If I'm going to the bar, like I said, I'll get because I don't really drink that much. I might have one drink every, several months. So I always go for the Diet Coke with like just as many limes as you can fucking throw in there. That's my move.
Do you do the limes because you want people to think you're having a cocktail, or do you just like Diet Coke and lime?
No, I'm too lazy to buy my own limes. I'd stick them in my Coke here if I could, but I'm lazy.
You're too lazy.
So
oh, okay.
They got them there, so I'm like, yeah, throw them in.
I know people who don't drink that much, and I don't really that much. I do football Sundays.
Yeah.
This time of year, I drink way more than I do the rest of the year because of football.
Got to.
But my friends are like, my non-drinking friends are like, you just get like a soda water and then put a lime on there, and then everyone thinks you're having a cocktail and they leave you alone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who cares? As a bartender, anytime somebody is like, I don't want to drink, and they're like, just get them a drink. I'm like, she said no. You can guess which gender does which. I don't have to probably. But I'm like, she said no, so I'm not going to make her a drink if she doesn't want another shot of tequila. Get it together.
Oh, man. What are we giving this out of 5 stars, Kim? I'm ready to go with a 1. Probably not going to have that one again.
Yeah, 1.
It's a 1 star.
I don't
for
think
me.
I can't believe you finished it. Is it okay that I don't finish it?
No, that's fine.
Do you want the rest of mine?
I guess. Yeah, I got to. I mean, I paid for the thing, so why not? Yeah.
So okay. I'm like, wow, down the hatch.
Boom. All right.
Energy drinks, wine, water, and coffee are kind of the 4 things I drink.
Yeah. Normally we have an energy drink, but like I said, I've had that one in the war chest for a couple months. I'm like, we gotta do the Improv now. But
I like it.
I got it specifically because it's called Improv. I was like, well, that's too funny.
And it's a good can. Like the whole
can.
It does look like it would be good.
Yeah. They're sponsoring comedy shows, which is good. Encouraging the low arts, which is great.
Which we need. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the ungodly concoction.
Well, the stork just landed, dropped a bundle at my door. A squirmy little human life's about to be a chore. I changed a diaper, gagged a bit, and thought, oh man, not this. But I'm counting down the years till we toast with something crisp. When you're 21, son, we'll raise a glass. Forget the baby wipes and all this messing with the past. Hope you're a fun drunk, not the weepy or the lame. Cause boring runs in families and I'd hate to take the blame. Kids are cute, they say, but man, they're mostly noise. Screaming at 3 a.m., wrecking all my toys. I ain't much for peekaboo or making silly faces, but I'll teach you about the good stuff, the whiskey and the chases. If you don't like the real thing, I got a backup plan. A mocktail's so strong, it could jumpstart your sedan. When you're 21, son, we'll raise a glass. Forget the baby wipes and all this messing with the past. Hope you're a fun drunk, not the weepy or the lame. Cause boring runs in families and I'd hate to take the blame.
Let's talk about the book real quick, because I just found out you wrote a damn book. How cool is that?
I did write a book. It was Lockdowns. And I love it because so many people were like, if I have enough time, I would do this, this, and this. And then I had all this time and apparently I'm not going to do it. I'm like, wow, I had all this time and apparently I would. So in the lockdowns, I partied pretty hard before COVID.
Yeah.
Like I was a pretty big party girl. And then I entered a 12-step, not AA, but one for like, my parents are addicts. So I entered a 12-step
right
to help me deal with my addict parents.
Yeah.
And I started working through all that stuff and I started like recovering and growing a self-esteem. And so the book is about dating. Like I have a lot of fucked up dating stories. And so it's like each chapter is a story of some dude. But then also, so like if you read it, it's like a fun party book.
Yeah.
But if you want to get deeper on each chapter, I talk about how I love myself a little bit more.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's Confessions of a Recovering Party Girl. And
Nice. What about the podcast?
so that too was born so I had a live radio show. I don't know if you know this, at Dash Comedy with
no shit.
comedian Ken Gar.
Oh, yeah, I love Ken. Yeah.
So funny to say it that way. Comedian Ken Gar.
Yeah.
And the studio shut down and for COVID.
Yeah.
And I had a few people message me and be like, well, what are you going to do now that you're just home and you can't do the show? You're not doing comedy. And so bizarre. I had never seen The Walking Dead. It's such a weird way to get to the podcast, but I never seen The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And so I decided to watch it when we locked down. I was like, oh, everyone seems to really like this show. And
topically appropriate.
very topically appropriate.
Yeah.
So I started making these videos every day about the show. And so then somebody was like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, well, I took to the internet like you do when you make a life decision. Hey, Facebook, should I do a podcast?
Right.
And so many people I didn't know were like, if it's anything like your Walking Dead videos, I will for sure listen.
Oh, nice.
And the best part about Ken, I text him mid-season 3 and was like, oh my God, the governor. And Ken, who is my dearest friend, but my God, he writes back, he goes, we all did this 10 years ago. I'm not doing this with you now. It's like, dick. But fair.
So that season, that town that they shot that in, it's supposed to be Woodbury.
Yeah.
It's actually Sonoya, Georgia, which is where my aunt used to live.
Really?
So when I watched that was the last season I think I watched the whole way through. But that town, it was like, oh, I used to go get ice cream right there. Like that was,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I kind of I think I continued watching a little bit into the 4th season, but it was right around that I moved to LA and just kind of all my TV consumption just sort of cut off at that point.
Yeah, I got really, really into it. I've now seen it like 3 or 4 times.
The whole thing?
Oh my God, I love Walking Dead.
Holy shit.
I love The Walking Dead.
Wow.
It is hard for me to watch after Rick Grimes left because I really loved Rick Grimes.
Well, it's like when Michael Scott leaves The Office. You're like, the show's not bigger than him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's not. Although, was James Spader in there after?
Oh, it was. If I do an Office rewatch, as soon as that happens, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Well, let's start back at season 1.
I always try to, rewatch Walking Dead, and then once I get to the part where Rick dies, he doesn't die, spoiler alert, if you know.
Gets taken away by the helicopter or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. And then I've tried to watch the next season, and I just can't bring myself to.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, I don't know, the way they turn their back on Rick.
Yeah.
Because of his choices with Negan. I hope. I know that they're not real people, but I'm like, I hope that haunts Maggie. I hope it still haunts her. I hope they never tell her that he's alive. Because, you did this. You and your lies. Oh, I hated that episode. I knew it was coming, too, because it had already aired. And I have anxiety, so I'll look up at IMDb, and I'm like, I know he's not in the last 2. Oh, no, this is the episode he dies.
Yeah, I just kept up with it just on Twitter at a certain point, but when that was still a thing,
I'll always call it Twitter.
I would just see it come across the feed. I'm like, oh, they killed so-and-so or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
Glenn.
Yeah. I think it's the last episode of season 3 where Andrea shoots herself, but she does it with a revolver, and the Foley artist put in the sound of a shell hitting the floor. And of course, if you shoot a revolver, it doesn't eject the shell, it stays in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it was, it might be being a little persnickety, but it's a little bit like the Van Halen with the brown M&Ms thing, where it's like the fact that no one gave enough of a shit to, not have the sound of the shell hitting the floor with a revolver. I was like, this is indicative of bigger problems with the show. This is where we should have known.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
This was the first hairline fracture forming in the dam of The Walking Dead.
And then you were like, I am done.
Yeah.
Andrea Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, God, I forgot how much she's so annoying.
Yeah.
But then you do end up caring about her. So you are sad when she dies. But all the way leading up to it, you're just like, man, this broad is so annoying.
Yeah.
Just like, let her kill herself. She wanted to do it like 100 times and then was so mad that nobody would let her. And it's like, she doesn't add that much to the group. That is so dark. But so it started with that. And then, as I said, I was in 12-step and I started doing the steps. And so I started working it out loud because I was, I live alone.
Yeah.
So I was just in my closet doing a lot of crying, doing a lot of like storytelling.
Wow.
And
I saw you recording your in the closet too.
yeah, I'm outside of the closet now.
Okay, right on.
I'm doing too much recording to be in my closet. So
for sure.
But it's fun. I do like, it's a lot of mental health stuff. I just started new segments. So like I said, I didn't read or watch a lot of movies in the 80s, and I just had a really weird childhood. And so I just started watching movies that everybody is like, you never seen that movie?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I got to tell you, there has been exactly 2 movies I've seen since I've started this journey that have been worth it.
What were they?
Or 3, I guess, but I didn't cover the first one because Back to the Future,
Perfect film.
Ghostbusters 1,
Perfect film.
not 2,
No,
1,
no, two is not great.
and Uncle Buck.
Oh, Uncle Buck is awesome. Yeah, those are all out of the park. Those
The
are
rest
great.
of them, Weird Science, terrible. Breakfast Club, terrible. Ghostbusters 2, terrible. Alien,
Oh man, I love Alien. Alien's a good one.
how? They don't do anything the whole movie. And I understand the anticipation. I loved Jaws. I was terrified of Jaws.
Yeah.
You barely saw that shark. Alien, it was just like quiet, and all they did was just tell that broad she was wrong the whole time, and then all of them just slowly die. It was so, and I can't. Oh, and then at the end when she took off her outfit and she had her underwear on before she, I think, put on the space outfit before the alien came back.
Yeah.
Her underwear was so bunched up and uncomfortable. And no one fixed it. She didn't fix it. They didn't cut around and be like, "Is that all right with you?" They just put the spacesuit in with her bunchy underwear, and I can't stop thinking about it. I did not like Aliens.
Have you seen Aliens, the second one?
Okay, so I was doing a whole Halloween thing. So I had 2. I was either going to do Ghostbusters 2 or Aliens. And I really enjoyed Ghostbusters. So I was like, I more want to see a movie. I enjoyed Aliens. Alien I didn't like, but people were saying Aliens has more action.
Yeah, it's an action movie more so than a horror movie.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was a horror or an action. It was just like, so we're still...
Yeah.
And Breakfast Club, when she's biting her nails and he turns around and looks at her disgusted, I would be like, you just shot your own loogie up in the air and ate it. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, you're just, I'm not. And then that guy, Judd
Nelson.
I keep calling him Apatow, and that's for sure not right. But he's like, he tells this horrific story of how he's being abused at home. And everyone goes, yeah, my dad gets mad if I don't get straight A's. And I'm like, what? Aren't we all like, maybe we ought to go? And then Molly Ringwald is like, I'm going to date him. It's like, you guys should tell on someone. He should get help. Like, what? He's like, my dad burned cigarettes into my arm. And everyone's like, rough. So my dad thinks I should be a princess. And I just was like, this movie is terrible. And also the teacher. It really upset me.
What does he say? He's like, you know what my old man got me for Christmas? He gave me a pack of cigarettes and said, smoke up, Johnny. Yeah,
I'm like, that's horrifying.
It's horrifying. Also, I knew that kid growing up.
Yeah, I did. I knew that kid growing up too. And her mom just posted that she's now doing some pretty heavy drugs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And I'm friends with both of them on Facebook, and she posted a pretty fucked up photo of her. And I'm like, are we sharing too much? I share a lot on the internet for what we do, right? But like the people that get on and they're like, oh, I got to hit play. I'm crying. I need to record. I'm crying. And I don't know. So I'm just like, does she want you to show her methed out photo? Or was that a thing that she...
I went to the friend I was talking about, went to his house on Christmas Eve back when I was in high school, lived in Alabama. And he always stayed at his mom's house. So it was like a rare occasion that we were at his dad's. And his dad came in and he was like, all right, who's ready for some Christmas cheer, boys? And we are 16. Like, I drove there, but I was straight up like 16 at the oldest. And he brings out one of those like giant 4-liter glass bottles of Carlo Rossi, the sangria. And
That's so bad.
And yeah, and we got drunk on that, and then he brought out to this date the longest spliff I've ever seen. It was literally
split marijuana.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like weed mixed with tobacco, but it's like a long ass joint basically. And he brought that out too. He's like, "Who's ready for some Christmas cheer?" And I always said, like, I used to tell that story on stage, and I was like, it's amazing to be in the room for the part of the Breakfast Club where he's like, you know what my dad gave me for Christmas.
Where's that guy now?
They're still around. I know the mom who also used to buy us booze got into QAnon for a little while there, which was fun. Yeah, I was
I've
like,
never met a QAnoner.
you know, I've met a few online for sure.
Although I did ask a guy I work with the other day about conspiracy theories, because I also have a new segment about conspiracy theories.
Ooh, let's talk.
Space, but like I can't. None of them really get me. Everything I've been researching, I'm ADHD, so if I don't care about something, I just won't do it.
Yeah.
And so like all the conspiracy theories that I've been told to try, I'm like, oh, I don't.
What have you covered recently?
I've only done two, so I just started this. The first one, so the segment is called Kym Trails.
Oh, I love it.
KYM Trail. So,
Perfect.
Do you know Evan Kessler?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Evan.
Evan texts me, I don't know, one afternoon, like 6 months ago out of nowhere and goes, hey, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm pretty high and I think you should do a conspiracy theory show called Kym Trails.
Kym Trails.
And I was like, the first one I did Kym Trails.
Yeah.
Which is...
Oh, so I am a member of, because we do this hometown segment that we'll be getting to here in just a moment. I am a member of a lot of hometown Facebook groups of towns I've never been to and never lived in, just because I joined them to research, people's hometowns and stuff like that. And there's one for, and this is the name of the city, Arab, Alabama.
Okay.
And man, there's some guy who's real into chemtrails still. And it's so funny because that to me is such a 2012
and such a provable
thing. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's beyond stupid, but it's also like, I don't know. It's like being really into disco or something still. You're like, okay, yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. That's
the time is done.
I have a joke about that because one of the biggest shames of my life is that I was in love with and had my heart broken by a man who full-heartedly believed in chemtrails.
Oh, wow.
And he thought Rihanna was the head of the Illuminati.
Hell yeah.
Which is so random.
Let's be honest. If Rihanna secretly ran the world,
I would be all right with it.
probably be better than what we got fucking now.
Oh my God. I would way rather. What did I read? I read a funny tweet that was like, if we're going to have a recovering heroin addict run our health services, can it at least be someone fun like Nikki Richie or Nicole Richie?
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't she be in charge of our vaccinations?
Philip Seymour Hoffman had to die and this fucker's still alive.
And this guy?
Yeah, fuck you.
But then the next one, the one I did last month, which I try not to talk about in front of a lot of people because it does clear a room, and I kind of believe it, that Paul McCartney died in 1966 and was replaced by a Scottish orphan named Billy Shears.
I
And you
love
know
that
what?
one.
Listen, Paul McCartney number 2 was Paul McCartney has been Paul McCartney longer than Paul McCartney number 1.
Of course,
so he's
yeah.
technically Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
So like it's not like I don't. And the only thing that makes me not believe it, the only thing that makes me. Because, like, when he gets interviewed about it, he's just, like, a shade too defensive. Like, if I was a huge star and they made a rumor that I died, I would be like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for thinking that I, the doppelganger, is a good enough actor to fool everybody. Like,
I do just like that the main piece of evidence that most people have for that is, like, he's barefoot on Abbey Road and no one else is. You're like, that doesn't, who cares?
yeah, that is, and it all started in like a college newspaper in America that got like traction. And the main reason why I got such traction too is that the Beatles had taken a break and the Beatles were about to break up. They knew John was leaving. Right. And so Paul just left the limelight for a little while. Yeah. He was like, I was doing more press than anybody should do for a lifetime, and I just took a minute. So I really dove into it last month. And the only other reason I don't believe it, so the two reasons is one, okay, there's only one reason I don't believe it is Paul McCartney wrote a song called Here Today about John Lennon, and it's one of the most hauntingly beautiful things I've ever listened to in my life.
Yeah, I know that one.
And I don't think some random Billy Shears would be able to write a song with that much heart about a guy that he barely knew. But if you did tell me if Paul was on his deathbed, Paul McCartney and I have the same birthday, by the way.
Oh, no shit.
Not Paul, original Paul, and I have the birthday. Who knows when Billy Shears' birthday is?
Right.
Yeah, I try not to get into this because people really are just like, okay.
Oh no,
I'm in the right. Okay.
you're in the right company. Yes, I'm super down to.
I mean, who knows? And then also they think the magic, the big evidence too is the cover of Sergeant Pepper's. The cover, they thought it was like a funeral. But
everybody's there for the okay.
Yeah. And he has what is it? He has pronounced dead something. He has like a jacket that's I can't remember the acronym, but they think it's like pronounced dead.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, no, it was for the DOA. He was like, no, it's for the like providence of something. And like it was like he's like, I bought it in a thrift store in like Canada. Like it wasn't. And another reason they're like, so he dies. And they all come together and they're like, England is buzzing. They just won the World Cup. Beatlemania is not like anything any of us have ever seen. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, they were afraid the fans would kill themselves had they found out that Paul and
like Rudolph Valentino kind of a situation.
Yeah. Then but then the other thing that makes me not believe it, I remember there are two things. The other thing that makes me not believe it is if the Beatles and their manager and the wives all came together and made this like pact to the very end.
Yeah.
Why would the Beatles then be like, we feel guilty? We did make this pact. I'm sure there's some sort of like suing situation that if we tell anyone, so now we're just going to do hidden messages throughout the rest of our albums for zero reason.
Yeah. I remember hearing that when I kind of first got into the Beatles, and one of the other piece of evidence was they're like, the Yellow Submarine is actually a coffin, man.
The magic mystery machine too. They're like
magical mystery tours, like when you die, man.
Well, they're like, well, everybody else is wearing a certain color and Paul is wearing black, and Paul was like, yeah, that was John who was wearing black. I wasn't wearing black. Like that's dumb.
Yeah.
But if at the end of his life, if he's like, all right, I'm actually Billy Shears, I will have the biggest megaphone screaming, I told you so.
I do like because that song Glass Onion is just literally about this. Like I
didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's just John Lennon fucking with the audience about looking too deeply into their lyrics. That's when he says the walrus was Paul, all that shit.
Walrus. And there's also, I guess I haven't figured out, I have a record player and I haven't figured out how to play things backwards, and I have most of the Beatles albums, like the originals, because my dad
Same.
gave them to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I got a lot of my startup for my record collection came from my dad and stuff.
Yeah. And when he died, he was like, you get the album. And I was like, really? And he goes, damn. You've been talking about getting that album collection since you were in the 3rd grade. Wow. You've been planning my death since you were 9.
You've waited for this moment.
Yeah. You get but like apparently there's a couple songs if you play backwards, they say Paul is dead. Paul is dead.
Yeah.
But that likely again, and Paul and John Lennon was a very talented, one of my favorite artists of all times. I would love to meet him. I would like dead or alive, that kind of thing. But he was an asshole. Like he was an asshole.
3rd favorite Beatle for me.
3rd, okay.
Paul, way up.
Yeah.
Then George, then John, then Ringo.
Ringo's the last.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't really have.
You kind of almost don't even need to,
Was it Jeff Lynne? Pete Best.
Jeff Lynne's Electric Light Orchestra,
okay.
Pete Best, and Stuart Sutcliffe. Those together.
Pete Best, I think about once a month. I'm like, did he get anything out of it? Like, did they give him any money, or was
he wanted to go to art school? That was his thing. He's like, I'm going to go to art school, and then Ringo literally showed up as like, I can do this so much better, and they just let him.
My favorite John Lennon quote is, what does he say? Oh, is Ringo the best drummer in the world? And Lennon went, Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a dick. So I'm not surprised that he's like, we're doing this on purpose now.
Yeah.
And Paul, I don't know, Paul just got a shade too defensive with that Life magazine interview. And it's like...
Yeah. So I've always been a Paul guy. And did you watch all 16 hours of the Peter Jackson Get Back?
My brother made me watch not made me. He's a diehard and he's watched it on repeat a billion times.
Yeah.
And we watched a bunch of it. It's really cool, but that's a long time.
It confirms my long-held suspicion about Paul McCartney, which is that none of this gets done without this guy.
Yeah.
Like all these other people are creative, but in this like... It would all just have a good time, Like you need somebody to be like, no, we have to work.
We actually have to write songs, guys. We have to.
This is our job, and we need to do our job. And if you watch that documentary, you're like, there it is. Nothing gets fucking done without this guy,
without Paul
pushing everybody around, which makes him look like a dick. But from my perspective, I'm like, yeah, I get it. This is what it's like working with artistic people. Like somebody's got to be like, pull the reins at some point.
We have to do that, yeah.
And then just watching him just. With a bass, not even with a guitar or a piano, just shit out, Get Back. just sitting on an amp.
He's so
just
good.
out of the Gossamer, like fucking amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I read this thing recently, and I didn't look further into it, but I would love it if it's true. When the Beatles played in America, when there was still like heavy segregation before the civil rights movement.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, yeah, we're not doing segregated concerts.
Memphis.
Both black and white people are going to be in the same room, and if you don't want that, then don't come to our show. Is that
Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis? There was like the Klan showed up at the Beatles show and shit like that, and there was like almost a riot outside. So it definitely happened.
It's wild. The people that were there and around for that are still alive. That's how much it's not history. Like, that's how much it's still like a memory and still.
Oh, yeah. Those people are around. Yeah.
I mean, more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is their moment, I guess.
Yeah. Memphis is interesting for that too, because that's where Elvis is from too, right? So like the whole dynamic is just, appropriation of black culture by white teenagers had already a decade-long history there.
Yeah.
Because that's Carl Perkins, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, all these guys came out of Memphis and were ostensibly doing black music, but then translated to a white fan base. So when the Beatles kind of brought rock and roll, which essentially died in 1959, people kind of forget that like Buddy Holly and Richie Valens and the Big Bopper, they die. Elvis goes into the army. Chuck Berry goes to jail. Little Richard converts to Christianity. All that stuff happens in 1959. By 1960, and for the next 4 years, that's the rise of like doo-wop and Motown and a lot more staid kind of pop music. And it took the British to bring that back to America because they were all into Carl Perkins and Elvis and all those guys. So there is this little gap, but for the most part, if there was any town where you would figure that they'd be kind of used to like, a bunch of teenagers showing up and hanging out, black and white, it should be Memphis. But yeah, apparently that was a big, they had a standoff there when the Beatles showed up. But that just tells you how intense Beatlemania was, that the Klan was like, all right, we got to poke our head out the woodwork here to be dicks about this. There's a great book called It Came from Memphis that talks about all this shit. So.
Oh, okay. I might read that because it is like, I mean, we weren't, I don't know about you, where you're from,
I'm from Auburn, Alabama.
But like your education, was it?
Went to Auburn High School, went to Auburn University.
Oh, I was the Auburn waitress at a sports bar for a very long time.
Oh, no,
I have a lot of Auburn.
Wait, which
gear.
one?
Big Wangs, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did you ever come in there?
I did one time with my mom. She was in town and she was like, we were going to go watch the Texas A&M game. And we got there, and I just knew that that's where the Auburn people watched. This is in Hollywood, folks. Big Wangs. I knew that's where they had like the quote unquote like Hollywood Auburn Club. So I went, and there was this woman. It was just me and my mom sitting in kind of the Auburn section watching the game, and we got our t-shirts on and shit. And there was this lady who came and sat over next to my mom, and she was like, "I know you." She just said it exactly like that. "I know you." And my mom is very friendly, and in Auburn, people do know her. Like, I can't go to the grocery store without people have been like, "Oh my God, are you Gail's boy?" Like, she does know people, but she was like, I have no clue who this is. And she was like, "I know you from Auburn. I know you." And so we got kind of weirded out and left after halftime because we were getting our ass kicked anyway. So
I wonder if I was your waitress.
Maybe so. Yeah, this would probably be 10 years ago or so at this point. But
like the lead of the Auburn, she would call before every season and be like, "Kym is our waitress."
Oh, wow. Okay.
And one first season, one girl that was always trying to get my sections, and I had the Big Eagle group and I had the Big Auburn group, and and they requested me, and I did whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so this woman has my heart. She was like mean, but like the best kind of mean. You know what I mean? Like she was like a woman who stood up for herself. So people thought she was mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she called, and she was like, she happened to get the waitress who was always trying to get my shit, right? And she was like, "Kym's our waitress," just making sure that that's happening. And the girl was like, "Yeah, but what if Kym's out of town?" And this woman was like, "All right, well, we're not going to make Kym stay in town all season. If she is out of town, we just want the next season person."
Yeah.
So I came in that Saturday, and this woman has my heart. Her name's Erica. I'm saying nice things about her. I mean, I'm saying she's kind of bossy, but in the best, like in an admirable way.
Yeah.
So I get into work on Saturday, and the sections are drawn out, and in the Auburn section is this girl. And I was like, "Oh, that's the Auburn section. I should be in there." And she goes, "She said you or anybody who's seasoned." And I looked at the manager, and I was also I was called Regina George at the time, and it turns out I also was just a woman who stood up for myself,
right,
and didn't put up with crap. And I was like, "Oh, you think that that's a good idea?" And my manager was like, "Kym, you can't always get everything you want." And I was like, "Yeah, but I think they requested me."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No," he's like, "We're gonna give it to her this time." And I remember just being like, "I'm gonna watch it play out." And by first quarter, that waitress was crying because the woman was like, "We didn't want you. Why is Kym over there? You're the girl I talked to. Are you an idiot?"
Yeah.
And she's crying. And then my manager was like, "Why didn't you say this would happen?" I was like, "I tried. You told me I was being a bitch, so I stopped talking." And Auburn. So I have a bunch of jerseys that
good.
they all bought me. So go on.
Hell yeah. War Eagle. We have a segment on this show where we talk about our guests' hometown. And today, Kym Kral, the one and only, joins us from the Mile High City, just south of it anyway, Littleton, Colorado. Let's talk Littleton.
I like the one famous thing that came out of there.
South Park.
Oh yeah, South Park too.
yeah,
South Park. I forgot about South Park.
Yeah,
I shouldn't forget about South Park. When I first moved here, I moved here in 2003, and I stopped telling people I was from Littleton because they wouldn't know where it was,
or they'd be like, "Did you go to Columbine?"
Columbine.
Yeah,
Columbine is what we're the most. But what's sad is most people don't know Columbine anymore because we have a school shooting every 25
other week.
minutes.
Yeah, and technically Columbine is outside the city limits of Littleton. It's in its own unincorporated part of Arapahoe County, I found out.
Was that back then or now?
Now.
Because back then, I think it was Littleton.
So
because now it's expanded
Somebody
so much.
has got a real bug up their ass about it on Wikipedia. Like, there's a whole paragraph of just being like, technically Columbine is in its own unincorporated area called Columbine. It was falsely reported in the media that it was Littleton, and I'm just like, buddy, it's okay.
Yeah, kids died. I feel like there's more things that we should be nitpicky about.
Right. Yeah. Let's take this and let's write a bill. Let's write a gun control bill with this energy. How about that?
Yeah, why don't we do that? So that when I was saying in South Park, it's so funny because I don't like cartoons.
No. Well, yeah.
I don't like adult cartoons. I did watch the season premiere this year. It was it was worth watching.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think what those guys are doing is awesome. I just don't. And also, I've been to South Park. It is. I think it has a stoplight. Like, it is like just an empty field.
Yeah.
And we would drive through it to go camping, and my dad would be like, "This is South Park." And I'm like the show? And he's like, "Yeah, this is what it's named after."
Wow.
And so, but those guys are from Littleton.
Yeah, Matt Stone is from Littleton.
From Littleton, yeah.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year of college or high school, I'm so grateful for this, but my dad, which is so funny because I think Columbine probably had equally as bad of education as we did at my high school.
Yeah.
But he was like, sophomore year, he goes, we're gonna transfer you to Columbine this year. Because I want you to, and because I was one street, like if I had lived across the street where I lived, I would have gone to Columbine instead of Bear Creek.
Holy shit.
And I begged him because I didn't want to make new friends. I was like, I'm not a cool person.
Yeah.
Like, I already get picked on and I have friends. So like
right.
throwing me, like, I'm missing some teeth. You won't let me shave my legs. I weigh 8 pounds, and I still love playing dolls. So like, putting me into a new high school with no friends seems real cruel, man.
Yeah.
The damage is done. I'm just dumb. So let me...
And this was before?
And it was the year before.
Fuck, that's so crazy.
And a friend of mine, actually, this is sad, she transferred to Columbine and was killed in Columbine.
Fuck. Oh my God.
And the solace I have with that is I went to the Columbine homecoming game that year. Or the year that she was transferred. Columbine happened in
99.
April 99, April 20th, 99. Yeah. So I went to their homecoming, which was September, like 9 months. Okay, yeah, sorry, but I went to the homecoming game because I had friends Columbine friends, and I saw her at the game. And the only thing that like now, years later, that makes me just like, not happy, but like solace.
Yeah.
She was so happy in that new school.
Yeah.
Like she had made new friends, that were like more aligned with who she was. Like she just was like, I love being here. And
Yeah.
It's sad that that's how, but yeah, so we are mostly famous for that.
Yeah.
Casa Bonita is a big deal now.
Casa Bonita, yeah. I mean, speaking of South Park, did you watch that documentary?
No, but every time I go to Colorado, I'm like, I think I just have to go alone because all my family is like, I don't really want to wait in line, or I don't want to like get a ticket. And I'm like, it's our childhood.
They have a documentary on Amazon Prime called Casa Bonita Mi Amor, and it's just about the renovation process and how I think they were planning for it to be like $6 million, and it ended up being like 50 or 60, like some insane amount of money, but whatever. Those guys are fine for it.
They're fine. They're fine. Casa Bonita was the place. There were like 4 places that we'd go because my parents were like heavy drinkers. And so we would go where the kids could go have fun and they could get like the Mexican food was terrible. I hear that was one of the main things that they wanted to improve.
Yeah.
But the sopapillas, I dream about those sopapillas still.
Yeah, the documentary made it seem like they've sort of brought the food just up to like a level of acceptability, but then the whole presentation of the restaurant is 10 stars kind of a thing.
But they did it. They kept the like gorilla and the diving.
Oh yeah. They redid all that stuff to make it look even more like the 70s than it did before, you know.
You know what? I travel for my job a lot, and when I go to Denver, sorry family, I usually make a point to try and get dinner with them.
Yeah.
This time if you guys don't want to go to Casa Bonita with me, Casa Bonita was like one of the best parts of my childhood.
Friend of the show, Kevin Anderson.
I love Kevin.
He told me, and it might have calmed down since, but last year he basically put in a reservation and it's like a lottery.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, you're next Tuesday. And he just flew to Denver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
he's not from Colorado. Isn't he from Sacramento? No.
Yeah, no, he went just to go to that.
Oh.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you want to go, you have to be like on call basically for when they, call up your lottery number. At least this was when they first reopened like a year ago. So
I heard there was some weird thing to get in, and I am such a cocky person in terms of that kind of stuff. I'm like, I'll just make a call.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm no one. Why would that mean anything? I'm like, but I'm from Colorado and I grew up here. So why wouldn't you let me into Casa Bonita? So Casa Bonita, Columbine, South Park.
Yeah, South Park there. Denver is the home of the cheeseburger.
Where they invented the cheeseburger, or like
a guy named Louis Ballast of the Humpty Dumpty Drive-In trademarked the name cheeseburger in 1935. It's also where the root beer float was invented. And the Denver boot, which is what they call just getting your car booted when they put the clamp on the wheels.
Yeah, they invented that in Denver?
It's called a Denver boot.
Really? Like, so if you get it happen here in LA, it's technically a Denver boot?
Old people will call it they're like, they put a damn Denver boot on my car. Yeah, because they started it there.
I don't know why I think that's so cool, because that's so shitty if that happens to you.
Yeah, it was invented by a violinist named Frank Marug in 1944.
Was he a good violinist?
Apparently, I don't know. Or he just was a violinist that had a lot of leftover clamps. I don't know.
Time on his hand. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, was that a side hustle for him, trying to invent?
Who knows?
Parking things.
It's also the home of Jolly Ranchers and shredded wheat and Chipotle and Quiznos.
Oh, we did do a lot of Quiznos. You know what's funny, fast food wise? And I don't know how much this is true, but I know it is. I don't know if it ever came back. But remember in the 80s when Jack in the Box had E. coli poisoning?
Oh, yeah, early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, early 90s. And they just never came back in Colorado.
That's how I heard about Jack in the Box in Alabama. I never actually went to a Jack in the Box until I moved to the West Coast and was like, oh, that's that place that got shut down way back in the day.
I can't go in there. Like, there was something like growing up there, we were just told like, it was like, you'll die if you have anything from there. So even when friends go and they're like, well, just get like, I'm like, I'll just wait and we'll go somewhere else. And they're like, you can't get like a soda or a taco. I'm like, I don't know why. My brain is just like
E. coli.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know how they brought themselves back from the precipice was they closed down all the restaurants that weren't near college campuses and then made their hamburgers like 60 cents or whatever and just made it to where like you had to buy it or else you would starve kind of a thing.
Oh,
yeah. So, and then slowly rebuilt the brand after that in the 90s. So there's some just stuff I know about Denver and you can tell me what you think on this. And this actually would be perfect for Kym Trails, Denver airport stuff.
First of all, that airport is asinine. I remember when
it's the largest airport by surface area in the U.S. Like you could
I think in the world,
I think in the
actually.
world, yeah. You could fit Chicago, Atlanta, and LAX all inside the Denver airport.
Yeah, yes.
Fucking enormous.
It's huge. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They are building out more and more of Denver. So like I run these events, and I guess they built this big convention center that's just like a little city that we did, and it was like that you could see DIA from it.
Yeah.
And so they're building. Denver's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, but it used to just be in the middle of nowhere. And there's also, do you know about the big blue horse?
Blucifer, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so
yes, with the fully realistic anus.
Oh, it's a fully realistic. Yes, and it killed the artist. I don't know if
it
you know
killed
that.
2 people, including the guy who was the artist who was building it.
And have you ever seen it?
Oh yeah. It's
Like
got
in
the red
person?
eyes. Not in person.
It is so unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
why is this here? It's not by anything. It's literally like you have to look for it when you see it. Of course, my cousin wants to get a tattoo of it. She has one tattoo. She's like a Portland mom. She's like, I think I'm going to get Blucifer just like across my body with like fire breathing out. And her husband is like, what? And I'm like, yes, everyone encourage this. Not because it's a good idea, but because for comedic value.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it play out. Please,
Have her walk
please.
around with this horrifying horse.
Like, why? So
Yeah.
Blucifer, there's a lot of Nazi like undertones apparently there.
Oh yeah. Well, the one I always saw is the fences. The barbed wire at the top is bent inward as if to keep people in the airport rather than out. Stuff like that. And there's supposedly underground bunkers, and they have all these creepy murals and stuff like that are like New World Order kind of that kind of thing. So
I did this before. I had a conspiracy podcast with someone in the lockdowns on stereo. And we had to stop it because we both started believing everything. And both our boyfriends at the time were like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
You have to.
I can't hear any more about transdimensional Bigfoots.
Mine was mostly about Paul McCartney. He was like, and my partner was like, she would just like come in the living room and be like, are we even combat ready? I don't think we both just got like, especially, you're locked down. You're not leaving the house. And so we did the Denver airport, and I watched a bunch of videos.
Yeah.
And like co-workers would be like, oh, there's one video where they're like, all right, we're going to take you down to where the supposed bunkers and Nazi shit's going on.
Right.
Then takes it down. It's like, see, it's just like tunnels and workers coming and going. Like, it's not anything.
Right.
That airport's a pain in the ass more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's also combined with the fact that like Lockheed Martin is right there, and there's so many defense contractors in that area of Colorado that people are like, yeah, I mean, if there was going to be any fuckery happening, it might be this city.
It might be this giant, and also the little mountains. Have you seen the picture where the top of it looks like little mountains are Ku Klux Klan hoods?
Oh yeah, that one.
My buddy who's from there, we were just flying back. We just went, and our other coworker was like, "Oh, is that supposed to be the mountains?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was like a KKK thing." And he's very like, he looked at me, he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I figured."
So other stuff I got, Kerouac and Cassidy from On the Road. They spent a lot of time in Denver during that book. So,
okay.
I've always associated Denver with like, jazz hip cats from the late 50s. That's kind of the vibe I always got from it. The one time I went there was the night of the Batman shooting. And I was moving to California at the time, and I was in Denver. I was hanging out with my friend Allison, and I wrote a status update. It was like, made it to Denver. We're either going to Batman tonight, or I'm drinking something called a pickleback.
You never had a pickleback?
That was the first time. And it ended up, Allison and I went to get a pickleback, and then I fell asleep. And the next morning when I woke up, I had 9,000 people because the theater shooting had happened. And my last status was like, I might go to see Batman in Denver, guys. And then my first comment under the status was one of my mom's friends who's a bit older, and she just wrote in all caps, "Why haven't you posted anything?" and like a million questions. And I just thought she was old and didn't know how social media works. So I was like, I've posted a lot of pictures from my trip, Miss C. Like,
yeah, it's not. Oh, would you have gone to the theater? Because the theater was in Aurora.
It's in Aurora,
yeah.
But it's still like, for people that are reading my stuff in Alabama, they just see Denver Batman. Oh no, I wouldn't. I would have probably gone to just whatever the regular regular movie theater is, not in Aurora, but in Denver proper, because I think that's where Allison lived at the time. But at any rate,
You were there when that happened. Jesus.
that was the one time I've been to Denver, was that night. Yeah. So
We've had a lot of violent. There was a Chuck E. Cheese that I got offered a job at as a mouse, as
Wait.
Chucky. Well, my friend and I used to go in high school because
isn't
we
the mouse a robot? What do you mean?
No, they later they had like
They had
the
mascots.
Chucky, yeah, like was a mascot.
Because the robots are too creepy.
Have
So-
you seen the robots?
Oh, yeah.
I would like. If I ever get rich enough, I would buy those and put them somewhere. I love them.
Yeah.
But we would go and we would dance and have a good time. Like we were like in high school, we played the game. We just like the games. I don't know. And we had a good time. And then one time, one of the managers was like, "Do you want to work here as Chucky?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I went home, and my dad was like, "That's the Chuck E. Cheese that's been shot up like 3 times. You're not working there."
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Oh, that's the Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, we had that was
A murder Chuck E. Cheese?
a murder Chuck E. Cheese.
Charles Entertainment murder.
Oh wow.
Holy shit. Also, related to something we just mentioned, Red Rocks is the only show the Beatles didn't sell out in 1964.
Really?
They had 2,000 empty seats because the tickets were too expensive for teenagers. So,
Red Rocks is where everybody in Jefferson County graduates high school.
oh, cool.
So I graduated high school at horrifying.
Yeah.
Because it's 2000 and all the girls are wearing high heels.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I just went to Chatfield's graduation, which is another like rival of Columbine, Chatfield, Bear Creek.
Uh-huh.
And I had friends at Chatfield, so we went to that graduation and I watched a girl trip up over the stage and fall off the stage. And so I was terrified, like walking down those stairs, because they had us all sitting high up, and like part of the ceremony is walking
Right.
down this asinine stairs, and we're all like gangly teenagers. I think about that a lot, actually.
Holy shit. The other one I've got, what you know about Alfred Packer, the Colorado cannibal?
Nothing.
Oh, my God. So this makes me want to go to Littleton just to go to this grave, because this is where this dude is buried. So Littleton, burial site of Alfred Packer, known as the Colorado Cannibal. Packer was a prospector who became infamous for allegedly killing and eating 5 traveling companions during a harsh winter expedition in the San Juan Mountains in February of 1874. So speaking of Trey Parker and Matt Stone, when they were in college, they made a musical. It was kind of their first project called Cannibal the Musical, about Alfred Packer, who was buried in Littleton. But yeah, basically
That's a lot to unpack.
they went to they went into the forest. A big snowstorm came, and that was in February. And then a few months later, Alfred Packer walked out of the woods fat and happy, and nobody else came with him. And they were like,
they were all friends, the 5 of them?
yeah, they were a hunting party. They were there to hunt, and then they got, basically a big winter storm just kind of like set down on them. And Alfred was like, at first, he was just like, oh, I don't know where they went. And then he started spending a bunch of money that he shouldn't have had because he's been in the woods for a couple months. And they're just like, he's throwing money around, he's gambling. And so that's when the authorities start getting suspicious. They're like, where did you get all this money to be fucking around with right now? And then in August of 1874, they found the 5 bodies in a place that's now called Dead Man's Gulch. And all of them had like holes in their skull because he, killed them.
Killed them one by one. That's hard to kill 5 people.
Yeah. Well,
Especially hunters.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know exactly how it went down because Alfred's story kept changing. And
Yeah.
it is Alfred, by the way. That's my favorite. Some people spelled it as Alfred, but he always said Alfred, F-E-R-D. But yeah, like they found damage to their skulls and stuff like that. So he got arrested. They were going to try him. He escaped for 9 years. He was on the run for 9 years until they finally caught him in the 1880s in Wyoming, and they brought him back to Colorado. The state nickname is the Centennial State because they were founded in 1876, the centennial of the country. This went down in 1874. So due to the technicality that Colorado was not a state when the murders happened, his death sentence got overturned to just manslaughter. So he didn't die for this. He just had to go to jail for like 40 years. And then by and by, not exactly sure what happened, but a journalist named Polly Pry, we think, fell in love with him and started lobbying for him to get out. And he got out in 1901. He's only served 15 years for killing and eating 5 people, and died in Littleton, maintaining his innocence in 1907.
That's wild.
Alfred Packer, yeah. One of my favorite, just horrifying Wild West serial killers.
Do you think that he is innocent?
No.
I mean, like, I just think you're gone for 15 years. You finally tasted flesh, and now you're out.
Yeah.
Did he kill anybody else when he got out, or was he like, I served my time?
He said that he said that 4 of the 5 people died of exposure, and they kind of were sort of Donner Party situation. They slowly ate them. And then the last guy, he had to kill out of self-defense. But then they find all the bodies, and everybody has a hole in their fucking skull, and you're like, okay, that doesn't look like exposure. That looks like you hit him with something really fucking hard.
Killed him, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you killed these guys. So
I mean, killing 5 people is hard.
yeah, so
Not that I don't have experience with it. I just imagine.
who knows? Oh, also, I had to look this up. So I always go and try to find the worst restaurant. And according to Yelp, the worst restaurant in the Denver area is the Original Chubby's. Have you heard of this?
I don't even know what Chubby's is.
So Chubby's is, apparently they've been there for a long time. It's like burgers and Mexican food. And so that's kind of their vibe. And I've got a couple of good Yelp reviews I was hoping you could share with us from Original Chubby's, located at 1231 West 38th Street in Denver.
All right, here we go. This is from Mike J. I came in to get a quick bite after work on my way home, and this cashier said, I don't know what the hell you're looking at, in all caps. I was never looking at her at all. I had to take my headphones off just to hear hear her say that. The other cashier just stared at me with a blank face. Walking out, she yelled at me, now post that. So I took a pic of her, and here we are. She needs to go to work at a cafeteria at the county jail because paying customers should never deal with that, and she doesn't look.
I like that he threw that in. It's like, and by the way, she's fucking ugly.
Yeah, she doesn't look good at all. What?
I didn't print it, but the picture is it's just a lady just giving him the stink face. Yeah, it's fucking great.
When was that posted?
Oh, I didn't.
Did you just okay?
I just kind of found the best of. What about Rogelio D?
Is it Rogelio?
Or Rogelio?
Rogelio D. Almost bit into a piece of wire that was in my chili smothered fries. Worst thing that could have happened to me. I mean, I didn't go back because I was already far away and ate them when I was home.
You fucking kept eating them, you weirdo. That's my favorite. And it does straight up look like a guitar string or something. It's he took a picture of it. It's like this long. And it's kind of slightly curved. I'm like, is that a guitar string that somebody put in there? Like,
is it hair?
No, it's a wire.
It's a wire.
It's a metal wire.
Also, did you just copy and paste this?
Yeah,
because it was when I was home. ... Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! And it's like, nobody. That's not the argument you think it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're like, I was already home, so I just ate it. But I needed you all to know. And it's like, I don't think any of us are judging Chubby's that much.
Yeah.
I think we're judging you, Rogelio.
They had like hundreds of reviews, and almost all of them are 1 star. That's why, because if it's only like 60 reviews and most of them are shitty, I'm like, whatever. If they've got a lot of ratings and most of them are 1 star, I'm like, this is aggressive. This needs to be investigated.
This makes me want to go here. Okay, this is from Ariel G.
Oh yeah.
Ordered a burger. Watched as the girl in the window actually threatened a customer, yelling that she was going to fuck him up. This carried on for 10 minutes. Zero reaction from the other employees. Clearly, they didn't think this was a problem.
I love that.
Did you get your burger, though?
There are so many instances of the counter girl being highly aggressive. What about Don E? This is the big one.
Don E. Okay. Don E. The food is great, no doubt. But do not be surprised if your order arrives wrong and the too cool, too hip, too hardcore employees will never admit they screwed the order up. Guy said, that will be $22.47 as he swiped my card. I said, for chili fries and 2
tortas.
Tortas? Oh, I don't know what that is. His response, oh, tortas. Yeah, I do. His response, you ordered the special too. See, she wrote it right there. Meanwhile, the hardcore, scary chick behind register is eyeballing me as if to dare me to say anything. I say, what the hell is the special? I never ordered the special. His special, I love the caps. It's all caps. His response, she wrote the special. You paid for the special. Here you go. Next.
I love the next.
Next. I wasn't budging, and the guy asked, what is your problem, man?
Just take the fucking special if you know what's good for you.
You know, the guy behind him?
Yeah.
Then the serious hard-ass cook with teardrop tattoos listening in, came right up to the counter, leaned over, and asked his boss, "We got a problem with this dude?" Boss man smiled huge at me and said, "Yeah, man, this dude won't leave until we refund his order." Dude actually said, "Oh, I can make him leave." Without a word, I left. The entertainment value of being punked by fast food workers that somehow believed working at Chubby's makes them Denver famous was kind of worth it. That's
I was like,
wild.
That's not worth it. You look like a bitch then. That's the
Just take the order. I love the, what's your problem? Just take the order and go.
Just take the special. I didn't order the special. Just take the special and go, or this lady freaks out on me.
Yeah, it looks like I think they might murder you, Don.
Let's go to Rudy B. This last one is great.
Oh, when we entered the place, the vibes were very weird. We felt like we entered a different dimension, and the vibes were not it. We see the workers there and a random police officer behind the counter, and the police officer was playing with her gun, like clicking it in and out of her holster like she was in the Wild West. She just stood in the counter behind the counter staff. So weird. The burger was just okay.
That's my favorite part. Yeah. Just to end off with the burger was just okay, but
the burger was
the gunplay impressive. I gotta say, she was doing Annie Oakley shit back
like
there.
She was in the wild. Like, are you afraid you're gonna? We have to go to this.
Yeah. The original Chubby's. Yeah. With those, I cut out a lot of the reviews of the food because everybody's reviewing the food is like, this is hospital food. This is nothing. This tastes like shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is the special $22.50? That seems expensive for a place called Chubby.
Also, for a special, you don't even know what it is, and you don't have to order it. They just give it to you. You know. Well, let's get into the questions. Question 1, Kym Kral, Littleton, Colorado. What was the incident?
You know what's funny? Littleton sounds like it's a small town.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
I mean, it's embedded in Metro Denver.
Yeah,
like,
it's basically Denver.
Right,
So the incident, I mean, literally the biggest thing that happened when I was a kid was Columbine.
Yeah, that seems like the one I would have assumed.
Yeah, Columbine was a big one, but I feel like we already talked about that. Oh, Timothy McVeigh was held in the prison right next to my house.
Oh, is that the Supermax?
Yeah, I think so.
Florence, Colorado, Supermax?
No, Littleton.
Oh, Littleton. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he was held there for a little bit. And there was like a weird, so we picked them up on our bus stop when I was in high school. Like, so there was like 7 houses right next to the prison. And that's where all the workers, I guess, lived with their families. And the 3 kids I remember the most, none of them wanted to be my friend. I tried so hard. The Russian exchange student, she would sit with me, but she would just look straight forward while I would just Kym Kral talk to her.
Yeah.
Just like, and then anyway, this is so crazy. So your dad works in the prison, like never, I don't even know if she spoke English. Looking back on it, I'm like, did she ever respond? Or should she just be like, this is the only American that's actually talking to me? So I'll sit with her. And then there were 2, a brother and a sister, Carla and David. And David, I just recently, like a year ago, unfriended on Facebook because he just posted like the most outwardly, like, I'm a Nazi stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like, not like undertones, dog whistle, just like, I agree with Nazi Germany. And I was like, oh, yuck. I couldn't even pick you out of a lineup if it were for that. And then Carla, I tried to be friends with, and she did the same thing as the Russian girl. She would just look straightforward. But I think she and I are still friends. And she turned into kind of a hot girl. And she grew up to be a hot broad. But so the Timothy McVeigh was stored.
Yeah.
Stored near us until he moved on, and then Columbine.
Wow. Question 2, local legend.
Obviously, John Elway.
John Elway. Okay, yeah, right on.
I know
is he from there? Or
no,
he's
from
there?
Granada Hills.
Oh, okay, right on.
He's from, because I meet people in California all the time who are diehard Bronco fans.
Because he's from
I'm like,
here.
Like, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Granada Hills. My parents either went there.
Okay, yeah.
And my favorite thing about John Elway is all of this, like every sports star that does like scandalous shit. Like, I mean, he never did anything too bad. Like, it wasn't like Brett Favre, he had a big fall because he did some really sketchy,
stole a bunch of welfare from people in Mississippi.
Welfare, sent dick pics to underage girls. Like, he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
John Elway did hookers and blow my entire life, and the whole city of Denver was like, we don't care. He's winning Super Bowls. Yeah.
He's winning Super Bowls. Also, we're Denver. We are built on hookers and blow. That's
he went to, his kids went to my My uncle was a principal of Cherry Hills High School, and his kids went to that school. And my uncle, I was always like, John Elway says Mr. Kral. And he's like, yeah, John's a pain in the ass. He shows up on his motorcycle with no helmet on. And I'm like, buddy, you got to wear a helmet. These kids look up to you.
Yeah.
And my uncle was like more annoyed, but like I am hardwired. Like this is how much of a legend he is. First of all, we have college sports. Nobody cares. Like,
yeah.
My college won, I think, like 2 championships. We're just such diehard Bronco fans.
Right.
And John, like, I'm hardwired to cry when I see him. Like, I'm terrified of the day it comes out that he is like some raging racist or like something terrible that I have to turn my back on John Elway.
Yeah, he seems, from what I remember from when he was playing and stuff like that, he seemed pretty regular.
Just a normal. But
Yeah.
I remember when we got Peyton. So Peyton Manning, when he was left the Colts, there was like a big like, where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Denver wasn't even on the radar. Like nobody. Right. And my cousin calls me and she goes, my dad just saw John Elway and Peyton Manning walk into some bar, she's like, we fucking got him. I'm like, we got Peyton Manning, because all of us knew you don't say no to John Elway.
Yeah,
because he's John. So that's our local legend.
Oh,
even
wow.
though he's not from there, but I grew up.
Hey, that works. Yeah,
he's basically our president.
Yeah, Bo Jackson's from Bessemer, but he's Auburn's local legend. So yeah.
So
question 3, worst bar.
So I moved out of Colorado when I turned 21. But I will say there was a bar in my college town called the Armory. And I don't know if it's the worst or the best. Hi.
Oh shit, Sam's here.
Oh,
let's see here. I'll hook you up with the thing. No,
that's okay.
Talking Denver, Sam.
Oh, Denver? I've never been.
You never been?
Should I go?
Yeah.
So what was the Armory?
Okay, the Armory was I don't know if this is the worst or the best bar, because they had a burger. It was like the only bar in my college town.
Yeah.
And they had a burger that they made with peanut butter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those are popular now.
They were, we all went one day like we were brave, and like to try it, we were like, all right, well, we're going to be brave and try this. And it was really good.
Oh, yeah.
It was really, really good.
They got a spot in Atlanta, the Vortex, that does the Elvis burger. So they got the peanut butter and then fried bananas on top, too.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's...
And bacon.
And bacon, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had...
Elvis.
They had the like 5 cent you call it. So I remember the first time I returned from LA to the Armory, I went and I was like 21. So I showed up in like high heels and a skirt because like I'm LA now. It was below 0 degrees. I look back and I'm like, I would have made fun of me too. And I went in and I was I like rehearsed it to my college boyfriend, like what I was going to say and he told me he loved me for the first time that night. And then I spent the entire night just crying all over city while he followed me around, and I was going to see people I hadn't seen in like a year. And I'm like, hi, how are you? It's really nice to see you. And they're like, are you all right? And I'm like, I'm fine, just how are you? And Adam's standing behind me just like, I don't know what I said. So the Armory, and you could get like 5 cent adioses. And so I don't know if that's the worst or the best.
Hey, no, that counts.
And but also as a 21-year-old, maybe the best bar.
Did they have peanut butter alcohol? That seems to be a thing now.
Peanut butter stout. Ugh.
I work around alcohol now. Now there's peanut butter IPA. There's peanut butter whiskey.
The peanut butter whiskey is maybe one of the grossest things I've ever put in my mouth.
People will come in and tell me they like it, and I instantly judge them.
What the fuck do you mix that with?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Root beer? Actually.
Well, there's people that'll come in and be like, this $6 vodka that comes in a plastic bottle is like actually pretty good. It's like, no, you're just an alcoholic.
Yeah, you're just an alcoholic with no taste. Like, admit that you just like the cheapness of it. I'm not judging you, but admit.
Be like, I've drank gasoline, my taste buds don't work. I smoke like 48 cigarettes a day. The Vitali's great.
Yeah, well, they're like, what's the well? And I'm like, it's nothing you've heard of. They're like, well, I bet I have. And you're like, I promise you. And then you pull it up, and they're like, oh, I don't know what that is. And you're like, yeah, it's the well vodka.
You can't even buy this in a store. That's how bad it is.
That's how bad. And and the $6, the bottle is $6, and we will charge you $15.50.
Now, if you could get a hold, have you guys ever had a chocolate soda?
Yeah.
So a chocolate soda with a shot of peanut butter whiskey, that might be like a Reese's peanut butter soda with booze in it.
Is the chocolate soda like thick?
No,
it sounds like it'd be thick.
It's chocolate soda is to chocolate what Coca-Cola is to caramel. Like it's supposed to vaguely have that flavor, but it's sort of the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like the sweet alcohol is just a recipe for nauseous.
That's true.
Recipe for nauseous. Is that a phrase?
Nausea.
Yes, yeah. Years ago, Chelsea Handler told all of us that if we wanted to be skinny, this is so embarrassing, to drink blueberry vodka neat. And so we were like, I don't know, 25, 26. And we were like, so that's what we drink now. And then we all realized that we were just blacking out everywhere because we were just drinking straight vodka. Like it was. Yeah.
That's even more sugary than regular vodka.
Yeah, and also none of it was real. Like it didn't do anything except for make it like, and my friend and I were like, I think we ought to stop doing that and like go back to like beer and like drink like something. Cause like, we're kind of blacking out everywhere. Like we're getting really fucked up. And it's because we're just drinking straight and it tastes like candy.
Yeah.
So you like drink more of it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Did she tell you to not eat also? That's how you lose the weight?
I think that's probably, and you know what? I don't know. I don't have a massive opinion about Chelsea Handler, but I wasn't like a big fan. So I think someone just told me she said that. And I was like, sounds fine to me. Let's do it.
When I first moved here, all the guys who lived here, my Craigslist roommate and then a couple of his friends, and then slowly we cycled them out and brought in comedians, but they were really into cupcake flavored vodka. And so that used to just be all over the place. And he had a logo that he had custom made for the back of his car, my roommate, that said Cake Cella, like Coachella, but Cake Cella. And I thought this was a reference to the cupcake vodka. And then years later, I found out they're all like DJ people, and Steve Aoki throws cake at his audience. I was like, oh, it's a Steve Aoki thing. I thought this was like a celebration of the shitty vodka y'all drink all the fucking time.
You really like that vodka.
Yeah.
You made like a sticker.
You made a sticker for the cupcake vodka. That's insane.
I think having an alcohol-based bumper sticker is a great way to get pulled over.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. There's it's already like the bread and butter of this city, DUIs, because there's zero public transit that
right.
But like maybe don't put an alcoholic sticker on your like.
I love a good I spend my money on gambling, whores, and booze. The rest I waste. That one.
Jesus.
That's a good one.
I saw a bumper sticker that said "I break just like a little girl," and it was BRAKE. And I still don't fully know what that means.
Oh, I think it's a Bob Dylan reference, but I don't like it.
Yeah. Also, like you saw that and was like, I know where that needs to go.
Yeah, that's weird.
I immediately need that on my car.
I saw one that was like, my other car is a Thomas Pynchon novel. I was like, I bet you're fun.
God, the ironic stickers you see in Silver Lake really let you know what type of piece of shit is driving the car.
I don't like bumper stickers.
No
one should know that much about you. I do. I have a Bronco one, but it's a classy one that my cousin gave me like 2 years ago. But it's like a nice.
Yeah.
It's just the Bronco.
There's so few that are actually funny that would be worth putting on your car.
Yeah.
Or,
except for a Goods from the Wood sticker, which you can join the Discord and we'll hook you up.
We're not trying to be funny with our logo
true.
sticker.
Yeah, that's
true.
not a funny.
No.
Yeah, we should write a bad joke for one. That might be kind of cool.
It would be funny to do bumper stickers for cars that says, if you read this, the bitch fell off.
Oh,
like a woman was riding on the top of your trunk.
That one. I like that one.
Repurpose the Harley Davidson
classic Harley shirt.
I did see one that had all the family. You know how they have the family? They had like the Star Wars, the AT-AT.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Killing most of the family. So that's the only time I really enjoyed that.
There's one with guns and crossbows a couple blocks that way.
Oh, nice.
The family, but it's all, weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit.
Another fun guy.
I know who they voted for.
Big fans of Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Probably have that merch still.
Question 4, best local food. We got some green chilies on the stove. What are we talking?
I really love sopapillas.
Hey, there we go. That
my
works.
mom used to take me to a place called Delgado's, and now I look back and I'm like, oh, my mom was like whoever she was dating was her socioeconomic status. And so when she was single, it was like Taco Bell and and I think Delgado's had a lunch special that was $2.99 for a sopapilla, but you put a taco salad in it and you would eat the taco salad and then you open it. It was a really good. And then later I was like, oh, mom didn't have much money, but it was like a big treat for us, right? Like that was like where we went. So a lot of shitty Mexican places like Casa Bonita, Delgado's.
Nice.
I don't think Colorado. Not best. But somebody asked me about this recently, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess the rest of the country doesn't do this. Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
bull,
don't do
bull
that.
balls. Yeah,
We don't do that anywhere else in America.
And everyone I know from Colorado has tried it.
yeah,
I've had a ball.
yeah.
If
I've
someone else ordered it, I would try a bite, but I'm not gonna pay money for that for myself.
It does
for my
taste-
own pocket.
It did taste like just like a fried testicle. It really,
I feel like it
exactly what
probably-
you think a fried testicle would taste like. Like it's chewy. You eat it, you're like, oh, sorry, everybody at home.
Oh, they want to know.
I gotta know.
Most people would rather hear it be described than try it.
Yeah,
I would guess.
So a crunchy, slimy testicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And you ate it, and you were like, oh, okay.
Does it make your stomach hurt?
No, I don't. I remember just trying it and being like, wow, I heard about this my entire life. It's a thing. I wouldn't order it again, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. Or
Yeah,
like,
it just seems like
wow.
it'd be really fucking chewy.
Yeah, it's chewy and kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Question 5: local ghosts or monsters?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think we.
Everyone there was just rational and was like, yeah, that bullshit doesn't exist.
Yeah,
we
that's
don't need
not-
to think about that.
That's not. Yeah, I mean, we watched like I Bloody Mary was a big deal.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like you would play Bloody Mary, but nothing. Obviously, nothing ever happened.
They had that everywhere. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Denver was a gold rush town. And
Gold-
so there is a lot of murder. I found out one of the first recorded duels in Denver was actually 2 women.
Oh,
who
good
were-
for us. You know.
They were both madams at local brothels, and they got into some sort of dispute and had a gunfight in the streets.
Did they both die?
No, I think one of them ended up jumping on. Their guns misfired, and they ended up just beating the shit out of each other.
Classic pimp fight right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
You know who's a pimp? Wyatt Earp. He owned a brothel. That's what they call the brothel owner instead of pimp when it's trying to be someone they want to think is respectful.
Like
also.
a classy pimp.
Oh
is a
yeah.
brothel
Oh,
owner.
pimp was like a bad insult at that point.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to be. You want to be a brothel owner.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're a good guy. You just take a portion of their money after they have sex with men. You're not a pimp.
Yeah,
You're
you-
crazy.
You pay them a reasonable rate and only beat them up sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not
Only
a
when they're
pimp.
out of line.
Yeah, not a pimp.
Last one here. Favorite thing that's not there anymore.
Mile High Stadium.
Oh yeah. When did they tear that down?
I don't know, 20 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And apparently the rumor is they're tearing down the new one to build another one. Why?
Why?
Have you
Yeah.
been to the new one?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just all that stuff is so. It's like it's fine. It's.
Yeah,
I
just leave it
went. I went to the new one a couple weeks ago. It's super nice.
Yeah.
We don't need more. Kids aren't eating. Can we put city money to other things?
No, because this is a good way for them to funnel money around in a circle between the government and a huge corporation, and then back to the you know, you just goes in a cycle.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
government's being like, hey, if the Broncos are good, then people want to buy Broncos merch, and we get the tax money, and then let's just give them
Why
$1
don't we
billion.
get yeah, let's get them another state. So Mile High Stadium I grew up at, and I
Nice.
love Mile High Stadium. And Elitch's, it's now Six Flags, and I haven't been there in a really long time, but Elitch's, they moved it. I can't remember where the old Elitch's was, but every summer my family did a big Elitch's day, and it was just, and I remember we're like a tall people, except for one cousin. One cousin's really short, and I remember, and by short, she's like 5'6". She's
Yeah.
not, but I remember listening to family like talk about something being wrong with her because she was because we're all like, I'm 5'11", right? And
Oh, yeah.
and like getting to ride the roller coaster was like, so the old Wildcat, the log ride. So Elitch Gardens, now it's Six Flags. And I know they brought a lot of the old stuff there, but I haven't been
Not
there.
the
in a long time.
same.
Not the same. It's not Elitch's anymore.
Oh well, that, folks, is a tour of Kym Kral's Littleton, Colorado.
I called up my friend Leroy on the phone. Said, buddy, I'm afraid to be alone. I've got some weird ideas in my head about things to do in Denver when you're dead.
Got to get out of here, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta go. Speaking of white rappers, I think that's what I'm bartending tonight. And
Oh,
they started their tour with us, and then they're ending the tour with us, and our bosses are like, so if you remember, and
Which white can you say? Which white rappers?
I don't know. I can't. I can try and look it up. I never know.
Suicide Boys.
Is it
Oh,
the
it's no
Insane
one
Clown
famous.
Posse?
It's no one.
Twisted.
Oh man, Insane Clown Posse. I work with a girl who takes that band very seriously.
Hell
Band.
yeah. Whoop whoop.
Oh man, and I watched the documentary because she swore to God it would be the most like American insightful thing I'd ever watched, and now I can't look her in the eye. It is. I'm like, oh, you're. But no, but it's like a lot. It's young. It's like a TikTok or something. It's no one you'll know, and it's just like. They've warned us that we're not going to make any money. There's going to be a lot of vomit, and the ER people, the EMT people, are going to have to be really on high alert. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Holy shit.
I'm about to just go make a bunch of adioses for minimum wage.
Oh, Lord.
So I wish I didn't have to go.
Hey, that's okay. Kym Kral, where can people find you on the internet?
All of the social medias is the same. Just my name, KymKral. Yeah.
Hell
TikTok,
yeah.
Instagram.
And check out the album.
The album, Charming Filth.
Charming Filth, the book, and the podcast. Got it all.
Yeah, you never know how much you like until somebody says all that, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess I did do a lot of.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I needed that reminder because right now I'm gonna go bartend a TikTok white rapper, and I'm like, am I failing at my dreams? And then you say that, I'm like,
Chet Hayes.
Is it Chet Hayes?
I will text you later.
Okay,
when I find out.
please let me know. Keep us updated.
You could say his name, her name, their name right now, and I would be like, I truly have no idea. I don't know anybody else.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Understandable.
Well, follow Kym and all of her various projects. Sam, where can people find you online?
Sam Harder 666 on Instagram and Threads. Threads is the worst social media network possibly on the planet right now.
Really?
There's so many bots, and like they're all Russian Trump supporter.
Oh yeah, I got called a bird brain the other day for saying, "How am I?" I'm like, I'm an atheist.
Bird brain.
I know. I was like, that's what I said. I was like,
Was it 1962?
I thanked him. I was like, hey man, I know you're trying to insult me, but I've never been called that before, and that's hilarious. So thank you.
You're being a real dingbat right now.
Yeah, bird brain. So I like that.
I love bird
Because
brain.
it is like.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I read it and I'm like, I can't believe how stupid people are, how good these bots are at seeming stupid. They're fucking great at it, if
Both.
that's the case.
Both, I
man.
think.
That's amazing. Well, you can find me on most forms of social media at Rivers Langley. You should buy a shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod. Best way to support our show, it's patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support our show, head to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a comment, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, daddy, you don't get no sopapillas. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.